What is happening, golfers? Thanks for tuning into the channel here. If you have seen any of my content before, you know that it is very centered around golf, and I'm bringing you this spicy video because not only have I been trying to help people with their golf video games such as like PGA Tour, 2K21, but I also want to do what I can to help your personal golf games get better with products that I have actually used myself and give you like a full review of just your average person using it rather than maybe somebody who's a brand ambassador just giving a biased opinion from it, or maybe it's just somebody who's just not going to give you their honest feedback. I'm going to give you 100% honest feedback. I have no affiliation to SuperSpeed, and I used the speed sticks for 6 weeks and I saw dramatic results. I went from 110 miles an hour all the way to 116 miles per hour just on my regular tempo swings. And on top of that, I'm hitting all of my irons a full club length further than I actually was last season. So I'm going to dive all into that information. If you are new to this channel or experiencing this channel for this first time, I should say, thank you so much for tuning in. Please don't forget throughout this video to hit that subscribe button and this like button so we can spread this information out to everybody who is just an amateur trying to get honest results. Because let's be honest, nobody wants to buy a product unless they know it's worthwhile. And especially the speed sticks right now, because they are all the rave, with Bryson DeChambeau absolutely crushing it for distance wise and everyone trying to search speed. Everyone wants to seek it out and wants to somehow adapt speed into their game so they can hit the ball further, so that they can score lower. And I'm going to dive in what the speed sticks did to my game, also what it did to my swing, and the one big con that I would say to the speed sticks. But we're going to cover all of it. So strap in. We're going to dive right in. I had the speed sticks. I had the regular version, the red, the blue, and the green. I actually didn't buy these for myself. I got these back in November when they were actually only $200. Came out to about $225 with tax. I know they are much more now. I kind of just got them before the big off-season wave. They do say if you're in the market for golf items, you definitely want to buy it in the later end of the year rather than the beginning when everyone's trying to get all the equipment. But I actually bought these for my fiance, trying to help her get her speed up. And then I was like, well, if I got them for her, I might as well dive into it myself. And I was absolutely amazed with the results. So strap in. We're going to dive right through the details here, and hopefully all this information that I'll be giving out here can help you achieve those distance gains that you've been looking for. So I'm not going to bore you with every single club that I have hit. Just know every single club that I had last year went up an entire club length. So last year I used to hit my 9-iron 150 yards. Now I'm hitting my 9-iron 160. I keep all my gapping between a 10 to 12 yard range. So everything has bumped up one club into the range spot, which has been super beneficial for being able to swing easier but still hitting further. And it's definitely going to help increase my scores. Now, the first club I do want to talk about is my sand wedge, my 54 degree. You can see here on the screen 122.4 yard carry, 124 yard total, 86 mile an hour club head speed. I used to swing this 100 yards to 102 yards max. It was my 100-yard club. I used it anytime I was inside 100 yards. Now I'm tapping out at 123 yards. So that is pretty much a gain of just about 20 yards with a wedge. Now, 86 mile an hour club head speed for a wedge that is short is pretty good. You see there, 87. I was carrying that one 124. Like that's a pretty significant gain. A 20-yard gain. It completely moved into my 50 degree, which is my gap wedge, and now I had 128 sweet shot pure right there. Like, you can see the results right here in front of you. So the next club I'll look at is obviously the 7-iron. A lot of people base their swings off the 7-iron, and just remember, like, this is me after not swinging for 5 weeks. I'm coming out here just trying to figure my game out, and these are the numbers I'm getting. I used to hit my 7-iron last year about 173 on the carry, and it used to roll out about 175. And if I really wanted to push it, I'd get it to like 178 carry. But right there, you just saw 192 yards carry. I was averaging 188 yards of carry now, almost 90 club head speed, 198 total on that rollout. As obviously a little bit of a low launcher on that one, but these numbers have drastically increased. I'm able to hit into par 5s with my 4-iron now in 2. I also have my 2-iron that I can hit into those rather than having to grab a 3-wood. This is all going to be super beneficial for helping me hit lower. So let me get into the last one, because I'm sure that's what everyone wants to know, is where did those 6 miles an hour come from? You just said you went for 6 miles an hour. So let's talk about the driver. So now if you watch my gapping test, you'll remember that I talked about I was super rushed during this. I only had 45 minutes to do it. The driver was obviously towards the end of it. I wasn't fully in the rhythm of it, but I was kind of rushed and I was still hitting pretty solid numbers. Now I don't ever swing like 100% with my driver or really go at it. So these numbers are kind of more my smooth swings, but I was hitting about 113 to 115 miles per hour, which I used to hit 109 miles per hour to 110 miles per hour. And if I really wanted to step on it, I would hit about 112 miles per hour. But these are just my smooth swings on a day where it was just the beginning of a new year, just coming out of winter break. I just finished up the speed sticks. I'm averaging about 114 miles per hour at the club head speed. And then I don't have it currently on this video here, but I tapped out a couple times right at the end of this session at 116 miles per hour once I really started feeling it. Now I went back to 5-iron golf 2 days later, and I started actually like playing around and my swing started to come together, and I started tapping out at like 118, 117 miles per hour. 116 became the new norm. So right out of the gate from that alone, you can obviously see the results are right here in front of you. 20 yards with my sand wedge, about 10 yards with my 7-iron, and about 6 miles per hour, which results about 15 yards with my driver. The results are right here in front of you. I'm not lying about this. I'm just here for your pleasure and here to help you out. So the number one reason, obviously, is a very straightforward one. I don't think it's any shocker to anybody, but it's just speed training is muscle building as well as it's strength training. And throughout the 6 weeks, I definitely maintain a solid workout. I try to still work out just like I kind of was in college. So weightlifting, cardio, the whole 9 yards. So that definitely helped out a lot. But like when you're swinging something that's heavier and you're slowly building up more and more reps as you go throughout the 6 weeks, that's going to naturally increase your swing. And that's what this whole program is built off of. So, I mean, that's a kind of a no-brainer reason, but it's a very important reason. So now I really want to get into the second reason, because this one is very unique to me, that their drills have drastically helped me simply by not even thinking about it, but it just taught my body how to move in the proper way. So this is the Coach Now app that I do use for my golf swing. I record a lot of my swings on here just because you got to constantly be looking at the film to make sure that what you're feeling is actually what is happening. Before the speed sticks, I used to struggle a lot with just a center turn that would just push through the front line here, and I would never get off of my left side and onto my right side, allowing for a better turn. So if we just rip through this real quick, I'll show you one of my swings from prior to the speed sticks was a driver swing where I get a good shoulder turn, but you can tell that I'm just all centered. I never get towards that right line a little bit. Now you don't want to sway, you definitely want to turn, but it's a mixture of a move to the right side and turn. Right here, the weight is probably a lot more. It's probably like only 60% on my back right heel and still the rest of it on my front heel. And you can see, because when I finish through, I really burst through that line, and it keeps the club and everything way behind me. And it made it really hard to get the ball started on line of where I wanted to. And I was really struggling with that. And it was all because I had a really bad body move and I was just throwing my hands at it. Now, what the speed sticks have taught me is you do a thing in the first week 1 through 6, and it's called the step drill. The step drill, you start with your feet together, and then you take a step when your club gets the club parallel, and then you step forward and finish forward. It taught me how to move my body in a way that I wasn't moving it before. Now I'm getting my weight onto my right side, and that's probably where I got an increase of about 3 miles per hour of that 6 miles per hour just by moving my body more in a more aggressive but correct way rather than just kind of the piecemeal that I was doing beforehand. So the drills that they implement are ones where you don't have to think about your body moves, but it it will train your body so that way it becomes second nature and you can really just do it from that point moving forward. So I definitely want to show you guys a quick just where you'd find these online, as well as just like I want to go through the site real quick because I think that's a big part of buying something is the product that comes with it and the site and the user interface that you're going to be using. You can see right here, you can just search it very simply. It says right out of the gate, get 8 miles per hour swing speed today. That's going to be obviously very subjective to the person using it. I got 6 miles per hour. Some people only get like 2 or 3 miles per hour. It's really based off of your swing and what you're capable of learning and adapting to. So obviously you can get anywhere from 2 mile per hour gains all the way up to 12 mile per hour gains. Really, you get out what you put in. And that's one thing I will always say is whatever you do, whatever you put into it is what you get out of it. So if you don't follow the process and you don't really put a full effort into it, you're not going to get the results you really want. SuperSpeed Golf website, they have a training, and their training is very easy. They have all the different levels, exactly when to do it. They have videos of how to do it, and it's very in-depth stuff, and this is like all free. And that's a big thing I also think is why this is a worthwhile investment, is because all their programs are free. They're willing to help you out. You reach out to them, they get back to you. Their program and their websites are very easy to use, and they have trainings. You can pretty much look up any information you want, and they're willing to give it to you or already have it here on the site. That is something that you don't see nowadays. With everyone wants to find the extra ways to charge you money, but they don't do that. You can shop it here. It retails at $199.99. Now, I highly recommend you go directly to their site and buy this, or buy it from a big box store. Do not buy it from a drop shipper or Amazon, because I have seen them going for upwards around 300 plus. Just go directly to their site, get it for how much it actually costs, get it sent to you. Now, one thing I will say, I obviously have the men's set, they have a senior set, and they have a ladies set, so they also have a peewee set, so they kind of have something for everybody. But the one thing I will say is the portable launch monitor. Now, I have a Rapsodo launch monitor that I'm going to be dropping a video on about why I think it's the best launch monitor out there. But some people consider this completely a vital part of getting the speed sticks, to know that you're drastically increasing your speeds and seeing the numbers change. I personally didn't feel that way. I felt like it wasn't worth the extra $200, because I know the only thing you have to worry about when you're doing the speed sticks is to swing as fast as possible. So I used to swing as fast as possible, and then I would go hit balls afterwards, and then I would just see the ball fly further, the ball get at a different flight. I would see it land further. There was really no reason for me to really do that, because I know what I was putting into this, so I knew that the results eventually would benefit me on the back end of it. But some people, they need to see those numbers. They need the reassurance, and I completely understand that. So if you were one of those people, or maybe you just want to get the whole thing, the whole package, they give you a portable launch monitor that is pretty supreme as well. You could also search online for other launch monitors. That's really up to you. The overall products right here, SuperSpeed Golf, very intuitive. You can learn as much information as you want. You can buy it directly, as well as you can reach out to them. They have a great customer service. And like I always say, I am not a brand ambassador. I have no affiliation to them. I am just giving you guys the real details that I think I would have appreciated if somebody had a video about it before I bought my speed sticks. It's definitely a worthwhile purchase. $200. If you're somebody who wants to improve their game, wants to get faster. Now, let me just caveat this by saying one thing. I mentioned earlier the dispersion rate. Now, when you increase speed, and Rory McIlroy has actually just done an interview about this, about how his game is kind of on the fritz right now, simply because he's been on that search to try to match the Bryson speed, and he's kind of lost his accuracy. I came into that situation. I am now into March. I've been to the range multiple times. I have experienced that as well. My irons used to be very accurate. I was very accurate with my irons. They didn't go as far as I probably wanted them to, but they were very accurate. It has been a readjustment period since I've done the speed sticks. I still maintain my yardages, but I've had to stop using the speed sticks in the time being, because I need to figure out how to hit the ball straight consistently, which I have gotten it back now. So my encouragement for you is if you're a weekend golfer, then use the speed sticks. I mean, it definitely can't hurt. But if you're somebody who's trying to be competitive and trying to get a lower and lower score, just be very cautious. I mean, just hugely cautious about using this if you're trying to go out once a week and play. Because when you start swinging as fast as you can, it's really going to break down your fundamentals of your golf swing. And you're going to have to take some time to relearn how to get those base fundamentals that used to have you hitting your accurate shots. So let me just caveat that. That is the one huge negative that I would say about the speed sticks. I personally probably won't use the speed sticks unless I know I'm going to have like a month break, or probably until next winter. But I pretty much got to the numbers. I don't need to go any further right now. Obviously, I can go a little bit further with the driver, but I mean, that's just kind of getting a little bit crazy. Like on the majority of courses from the tips, I can manage from those numbers. I mean, PGA Tour average is 285 with the driver. I carry about 281, and I wasn't even optimizing my launch number, so I can carry that a lot more around the 290 range. So my numbers are more than well on average for a PGA professional, but obviously I'm not to their level, nor am I saying that. But this is just kind of like my point. Absolutely home run of a product, 100% worthy to buy, but just tread carefully if you're going to try to do it during the season. And that's pretty much this review. I hope you guys really appreciated that. I have another one coming out about a launch monitor. I have some tips that I've learned that have dramatically increased my rate. So in the past year, you guys have known, I dropped my handicap from a 13 all the way down to a 5. And it was all based off of this one tip that I got from a PGA professional, which is one of my close friends. And it comes with a simple drill that will pretty much cost you absolutely no money whatsoever. All you need is a stick. And stay tuned for that. So if you're not subscribing or you don't have the notification bell hit, you don't have this like on this video, hit all 3 of them for me right now. I'd super appreciate it. Stay tuned. There's going to be great content coming out. That's pretty much it. I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed.